Hello and welcome to the Mike from LA1 Network here on YouTube, and welcome back to the Kicked in the Nuts My Player series here in NBA 2K12. He is a center playing for the Atlanta Hawks organization. The last episode, we are near the end of the season. Here, this episode, we are going to help the guy out by giving him some skill points for the layup. Here, as he is currently in a playoff battle here. The reason why I'm going to show you this, I'm going to show you guys the standings and the playoff picture here on the Eastern Conference. As you can see, no surprise here that the Miami Heat is number 1, Orlando's number 2, Chicago's number 3, New York's number 4, Boston's number 5, Milwaukee's number 6. Shockingly, the Raptors are number 7 and the Pacers are number 8. And look at the Hawks. They're in 9th place. They're in 9th place, a half a game out of the final playoff spot. So anything counts. Oh, by the way, you want to see the Western Conference? The Lakers are number 1. The Thunder are number 2. The Warriors are number 3. My God, where do they come from? The Mavericks are number 4. The Clippers are number 5. The Portland Trail Blazers are 7. The Jeremy Lin Rockets. Congrats to Houston for getting Jeremy Lin. And the Grizzlies are number 8. And in last place are the Sacramento Kings. Well, Joyzy is in last in this one here. So now, without any further ado, let's get started with the final games of the season. As we play the final key game. No, wait, the third key game. Excuse me. Here, as we begin here, as he is a center for the Atlanta Hawks organization. Started off in Washington. And so since Orlando's number 2, this is going to be a hard battle here in Atlanta. Because if he misses the playoffs here, this is like most of my series so far. Most of them miss the playoffs, and I swear, if they lose to Toronto, they're out here. So we're hoping to prevent that from happening here.
Broadcasting live our NBA Friday evening coverage here on 2K Sports. With Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And a one-game homestand for Atlanta as the Hawks will try to recharge their batteries on their home court. And O.J. Mayo's teammates are all smiling as he returns to the lineup after being out. You know, I know
yeah, O.J. Mayo signed with the Dallas Mavericks. And Elton Brand also joined the Mavericks because he won that arbitration deal, or whatever the heck it's called. So there is him and the kid in the nuts is just sitting back on the bench because he's off the bench for a while. So hopefully he's showing some leadership skills, being laughed by Joe Johnson. Here, as right now it's a 7-6 here. Hopefully we don't have to do another one episode here. There is he gives it to Heinrich here, as there you see Mr. Kicked in the Nuts, as look out as he gives it to Young, and boom, assist. And right off the bat he's almost at a C+. But just like Sally Mae, he has to guard Dwight Howard, soon to be a Laker. Oh, by the way, prior to starting recording today, I did some research deciding, is number 12 retired by the Lakers? And guess what? No, it isn't. So Dwight Howard, when he joins the Lakers, he will keep his number 12. And okay, now I'm seeing what I should expect from the Lakers if they get Dwight Howard. A lot more blocks and a lot more slam dunks.
Richardson. And here's Richardson. This one for 3. Arenas. Richardson kicks it over to Arenas. Dishes it to Richardson. Jefferson on him. He dishes it to Howard. Second chance effort. That's blocked. He's laboring out there right now.
And there you see Mr. Kicked in the Nuts is continuing here. And there's a good pass and another assist for Mr. Kicked in the Nuts as he now at a C+. How about that?
Here's Arenas. 14 points from him the last game against Houston. Now Mayo defending. Howard with a screen on Mayo. Tried to shoot. Tipped. Tough entry pass there.
As there's Richard Jefferson, as he will lose the ball. So the blocking king of Atlanta is not going to be blocking this one. Charge! There's Heinrich and he gets blocked. I don't think it was by Dwight Howard. So the Hawks have a 1-point lead, so this could be huge. And once again he got a reach in, so he's stimulating here as with 32 seconds left. The Hawks lead the Magic 32-27. And boy, so far in this series, I never thought I'd be saying those words. And now he's in at a power forward. What? Okay. I guess that will work as there's Turkoglu and he misses. And guard Turkoglu. No, guard Bass.
Daniel Orton is out there with Brandon Bass. And it's Turkoglu in at the 3, the small forward.
And now with 3 seconds left, and that is it at the end of the half, as Mr. Kicked in the Nuts was being waved to by Harry the Hawk, which he didn't wave back because he was focusing on his confidence. You told Doc this to fail this.
Nothing can beat the NBA on a Friday night. Except for maybe a Saturday night. We'll get to that tomorrow. Right now,
yeah.
It's time for the HP halftime report.
Dwight Howard leads the scoring for the Magic. Well, Marc Gasol of the Memphis Grizzlies leads for the Hawks. Friday the 13th, and wow, Sally Mae's team did a great job. They beat the Magic.
Antoine Jameson had the team high. And checking out another game that wrapped up in Indiana, it's the Pacers winning over
the Pacers beat the Heat. Not bad.
It was Danny Granger leading them in scoring. And now we'll look at the other NBA action. The Milwaukee Bucks currently trailing the Pistons out in Detroit. I think we might be looking
okay, I don't see any scores so far that committed treason. And why the Nuggets beat the Lakers by 5? That is treason. As there you see there's Harry shooting some t-shirts to some lucky fans. As Mr. Kicked in the Nuts is back out there. As he is wearing the number 1 and now he's guarding Anderson. Wait, I think that's Anderson. Let me see who it is. There's Kicked in the Nut. I think that's Anderson. Yeah, it is Anderson. Just double checking here, people. There's Mr. Nut Kicked in the Nuts, and the Hawks the Magic are making a comeback. As there's Mr. Kicked in the Nuts, still with those 2 assists, and boom, there we go. His first points of the game, and it came all the way in the 3rd quarter. That's incredibly pathetic, but he's doing his best. There he is, and there's Jefferson and a pass to assist. So back in a C+ again for Mr. Kicked in the Nuts. So there you see as the Hawks have a 46-38 lead here. And now it's still anybody's game. Here as Johnson gives it the Kick in the Nuts as he gives it to Jefferson. Jefferson goes to kick to the nuts as, bad pass and turnover. Luckily, he's back out there as, look at this, as he stopped the fast break. Leave assignment. Oh, jeez. So C- and another leave assignment. Oh my god, his stock keeps dropping here. Well, he almost lost it there as he gives it to Jefferson again, who gives it to Anderson, and they miss. As right now, as Mr. Kick to the Nuts has to guard 25, there's Jameer Nelson, the would-be Laker, but unfortunately, here as boom. And unfortunately, he allowed him to score. So, oh my god, his teammate grade was doing really well, and now he's dropping. He's like the 2011 Boston Red Sox. This Mr. Kick to the Nuts, and deep left for Mr. Kick to the Nuts today as Jameer Nelson. Jeez. And now they are blowing it right now, but there's still another quarter to play, so don't complain. And for some reason, he tried to make a shot there, but unfortunately that did not work. And now he has to guard Jameer Nelson. Oh no. Mr. Kick to the Nuts has 3-1 as we at the end of the third with a 48-47 lead in favor of Atlanta. So will Kick to the Nuts win? Well, we're going to find out after a word from our sponsor.
Coming up next Wednesday night, Blake Griffin and the Los Angeles Clippers take on Monte Ellis and the
oh, that ought to be good.
Battle.
Well, at least we got most of the California teams in this today. So all that's left is the Sacramento Kings, and we should be all set. So he's sitting out as the Magic beat the Hawks 80-75.
So it's Orlando winning this one.
So that is a little frustrating, but thanks to that epic collapse, Mr. Kick to the Nuts loses 522 skill points. So that was a little frustrating, but he put up a good fight. But now it is time for the press conference. Press conference.
Tough loss tonight. You might even say the team took a collective punch to the stomach giving that one up. What are you thinking after losing a game that many people would say you should have won?
I think you should blame it on Bob from maintenance. Okay.
Yeah, losing close ones like that is the worst. Man, you always feel like one different decision or one missed shot going in could have made the difference. It's easy to get way too far down that road, though, so I try not to dwell on it too much. It's in the books now, and there's nothing anyone can do to change that. Best thing we can do is come out strong next game and leave nothing in doubt.
Will do, Mr. Kick to the Nuts. Will do. Will do. So right now he has to be feeling a little nervous right now because right now it doesn't look good here. As right now as we look at the standings at the playoff picture, right now as you can see, there you see the Hawks fell as the Raptors passed them. And now the Hawks are 11th, so things right now are not looking good as we look at the schedule. Right now, as it is pretty much done, the Hawks are now mathematically eliminated. What? We have one more game? against the Raptors. I guess this is for playoff proportions here. So I guess we could fit one more game in. As the Hawks are now 9 seeded and a 10 seed. So this will determine who is the better team here. Here to determine the winner will probably get into the playoffs. The loser must spend the rest of their day at Princess Fantasy Fair. No, they're magically eliminated out of the playoffs here. So Mr. Kicked in the Nuts heads north of the border to take on Phoenix Rice's team, the Toronto Raptors, which he is in the Air Canada Center right now, sitting right over there. So as Toronto gets ready to hopefully get the victory, because look at this packed lineup. So there you see Mr. Kicked in the Nuts putting on the Atlanta jersey on. Now the big question is, will he stay in Atlanta or will he want the one-way ticket out? Because right now he said he will consider going back to DC. So now we're starting this game here in Toronto as Mr. Kicked in the Nuts has to guard 32, which is like a OJ Mayo-like character. No, it's Glenn Davis.
Yes, Kevin, I briefly spoke with Larry True. He loves this matchup and believes this game presents him with a great chance for an offensive explosion. I think our strengths offensively could pose major problems for them. We'll find out, Kevin.
There's OJ as he.
They'll be focusing first and foremost on their offense today.
And I guess what they're thinking, guys, is if they can get
As there's Mr. Kicked in the Nuts continuing to go there. And remember that top 5 favorite courts list? If Toronto's on that list, because the court that will probably be in 2K13 is probably going to be the one with the illusion. As there's an assist here for Mr. Kicked in the Nuts. So right now, things are looking good for the Toronto, for the Atlanta Hawks, even though they are down by 1. Here as so right now it is a battle of epic proportions. So since the city of Atlanta is still hurting of the loss of the Thrashers to Winnipeg.
When he gets an opening like that, he'll definitely take it.
Raptors with the lead. They beat the Hawks during their last encounter in Atlanta.
Yeah, that last matchup was really a tough game. And I thought the difference was they got some scoring from their bench, and they needed it. That depth really was the issue.
As unfortunately, Toronto continues to dominate as Phoenix is telling Kicked in the Nuts, don't end up like Ned Flanders. Yes, I am still deciding to determine to fire him. So meanwhile, as speaking of contract negotiations, Mr. Kicked in the Nuts and I have agreed to extend his contract to 20 episodes. So yeah, we will see at least 20 more episodes for Mr. Kicked in the Nuts. Oh, jeez, alley-oop. Man, we don't feel like chicken tonight. So that isn't good for Atlanta right now as Mr. Kicked in the Nuts tries to pull it off again, but as there you see, and there we go. Mr. Kicked in the Nuts as he continues to flat out dominate. Here.
Calderon passes to Johnson. Out to DeRozan. 6 to shoot. Calderon dishes to DeRozan. The shot's good on the assist by Calderon. Calderon's got 3 assists tonight.
So yes, here as Mr. Kicked in the Nuts continues to dominate as Young shoots and misses. Oh, I missed. Okay, so Mr. Kicked in the Nuts continues here as he guards on Davy Davis with 15 seconds left.
Johnson with a screen on Jefferson. They get the rebound.
Nope. C minus back to C minus. So 3 seconds left as the first quarter is not history. So now it's time for the free throws.
It's going to be on Jose Calderon. And that one falls.
So there's Mr. Kick in the Nuts, and that is it. The end of the half. The score is all. Raptors lead the Hawks 53 to 48.
Live from Toronto. We'll see you in just a moment.
Now it's time for HB at the half. Take it away, guy.
And welcome everyone to the latest edition of HP at the Half. Thanks so much for joining me. These two with no problems putting up points. They're leading their teams in first half scoring. We already got a few games gone final. Check them out from around the league.
Please be our guest.
In Indiana, it's the Pacers winning over the Wizards.
No
With that
surprise
game in the
there.
books, they split their last two outings. It was Danny Granger leading them in scoring. And checking out another game that wrapped
Again,
up,
not a
Philadelphia
big
with a loss
surprise.
to the Magic at Amway Center. They'll look to rebound after what turned out to be a letdown. And now we'll look at the other NBA action. The Nets in a tight one against the Miami
Whoa, the
Heat.
T-Wolves
Fourth
beat the
quarter,
Bulls.
They're a 3 away from
And the
evening
Jack
the
beat the
game up.
Mavericks. Wow.
And that'll do it for us here. Let's get you back out to Kevin Harlan.
Wow,
and
the Clippers and the Thunder
broadcasting crew.
are really fighting it out, literally. So now it is time for the second half to start as Mr. Kicked in the Nuts continues to struggle a bit. But look at the good news is if they lose tonight, he has a good chance to do something for his offseason. He'll kick more people in the nuts, obviously. As there's Johnson and he misses. A perfect attempt for an assist there, but look out as Mr. Kicked in the well, he almost got him there. So that is kind of unfortunate. So that
They're moving the ball. Here's the quick.
as there's Mr. Kicked in the Nuts for another basket. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's good family entertainment.
Right in the middle of the lane. Inexcusable. Now defense starts at the rim. You want teams shooting the ball from the outside, and that's not happening. They're just giving up everything inside.
6 on the shot clock. They get it back. Second shot opportunity.
And now it's time for some free throws.
And he knocks down the first one.
Just perfection for them from the foul line in the second half. Well, they haven't missed, and they look as cool and as comfortable as a baby in a nice bassinet. Every time they step up to the line, it's easy and relaxed.
Johnson kicks to Jefferson. Right side Jefferson. Johnson is going to be hit with the blocking call. That'll be his second foul of the
As
game.
he gets fouled, so that will bring his teammate rate up a bit. And now Mr. Kicked in the Nuts has been moved to power forward. What? I have no logic here, coach. Yeah, really have no logic. And there's a good pass, so he's back to C average. Now watch, he's probably gonna get that epic collapse again. And there's Heinrich, and he misses.
That's Calderon in for Jared Bayless.
So now the Raptors are up by 10, and ooh, he guarded the wrong guy. But it was a good attempt.
All of the video scouting and the game preparation through video, it makes you easier to defend when you isolate a lot.
Really? Uh-oh, shot clock violation incoming up as
Here's DeRozan. Here's Bargnani.
he allowed him to score, so he's back in the C average range again.
Bargnani's got 4 points
My
in the quarter.
God.
Now here's Jefferson. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Here's the quick.
There's Mr. Kicked in the Nuts as he continues to dominate on the scoring. And there's his first mistake of the game. The turnovers. And now here we go, the epic collapse that you know and love from this episode. As there's Jefferson. Boom!
How's that for finishing with flavor?
And uh-oh, I think he might be injured. As now it is time for, as a timeout has been called, and as Mr. Kick to the Nuts might look like he may have been injured, so. Glitch, there's two Torontos. Yep, they called him out, and that is it. The Raptors win, 91-80. Aww. So, thanks for that, C-. He only lost 144, so that's not bad. So, that's really not bad. So, that should just about do it for this episode and for the season. But all that is left is the big question. If Kick to the Nuts wins Rookie of the Year, we're going to double his contract. That means if he wins it, it'll be 40. But first, post-game press conference time.
Obviously, the team didn't bring it tonight. How does the way you prepare for the next game change after a loss like this?
Again, blame Fire Bob for maintenance.
It really doesn't change at all. We can't let one bad game affect the way we go about things. We just got to come into the next game like this never happened and execute like we know we're capable of doing. It's as simple as that, really. If you get too focused in on the results of the last game, you can end up changing things entirely every time you lose. And we're much better off sticking to what we know works, even if it doesn't get us the win every single time. You feel me?
Alright, yeah, we hear you. So this should just about do it for this episode, but there's one question that is left. Who wins the NBA Finals? Who will win? And who will get the honor of being called Rookie of the Year for Season 1? Will it be Kicked in the Nuts, or will it be Ricky Rubio? Here as LeBron James again. Well, he got selected to one of the all-rookie teams as LeBron James, a real life one most valuable player. Oh yeah, 40 episode contract for Mr. Kicked in the Nuts. He gets Rookie of the Year easily. So congrats to Mr. Kicked in the Nuts for winning Rookie of the Year. As Andre Miller of the Denver Nuggets wins Sixth Man of the Year. And, okay, that's really obvious who wins the Defensive Player. Brook Lopez won Most Improved. Spoelstra won Coach of the Year. Okay, so this stuff isn't important. Although, Lake Kobe got selected to the third team. Way to go, man. So, and now the big question. Oh, they made the playoffs. So come back next episode as, oh no, we'll play Game 1 of the Atlanta Hawks. So Mr. Kick to the Nuts will be playing in the playoffs. Later, folks.